morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACD's moving averages, day support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Friday the 9th of April. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against US dollar, it's bullish start to the morning after yesterday's rebound. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 57,326 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 58,939. We'll need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from 58,500 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Bitcoin target 60,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 59,767. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 56,498 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 55. Second major support level sits at 54,885. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day. That is a bullish indicator supporting early upside. On the EMA, the 50 is closing in on the 100 and the 200, which is also supporting upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 57,326 and break through to 58,500 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will come into play. Across Ethereum against US dollar, also bullish this morning. You're going to see Ethereum avoid the pivot 2038 to take a run at the first major resistance level, saying at 2127. You're going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 2100 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ethereum target 2200 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2174. The fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1992 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of the second major support level sitting at 1903. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early upside. On the EMA, we're seeing a possible bullish cross, 50 through the 100, supporting early upside as well, and a bullish indicator. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 2038 and break back through to 2100 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will come into play. Across to Litecoin against US dollar, also positive start. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 224 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 231. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 230s. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin target 240 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 235. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 220 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 210 support levels. Second major support level at 213 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting the early upside. On the EMA, however, the 50 is holding its ground against the 100 and the 200, but inconclusive. So need to keep an eye on that. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 224 and break back through to 230s to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will come into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, bearish start after yesterday's breakout. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 1.0121 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 1.1226. Going to need to see support from the broader market, however, for Ripple's XRP to break out from Tuesday's swing high, 1.1196. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.2s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.1825. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 0.9521 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid the second major support level at 0.8416. The 23.6% fib at 0.8960 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bullish histogram at the start of the day, supporting this early pullback. On the EMAs, however, still a bullish indicator, with the 50 widening its gap from the 100 and the 200, suggesting a further upside ahead. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1.0121 and break through to 1.1 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will come into play.